I'm going to administer the oath even though there's a lot of distraction. Would you raise your right hand and affirm? Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give before the committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Thank you. Please be seated. No, go ahead. Yes. It's your turn. We'll start with Mr. Rodriguez and then Mr. Iancu. You have the opportunity now to make an opening statement. A lot of people introduce family and friends for you to do that. And then after you get done with that, we'll go immediately to Mr. Iancu.
Chairman Grassley, I want to begin by just thanking you and Ranking Member Feinstein and the members of the committee for taking the time to consider my nomination. I thank especially Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz for recommending me to the White House, and I thank President Trump for placing confidence in me and nominating me for this position. I do not have an opening statement, but I do want to briefly introduce some family and friends who are with me here today. First is Terry. I've been blessed to be her husband for 23 years now. She's right behind me. She is my best friend and the love of my life. We have 4 children, all of whom are with me today. First is Nicolas. He's 19 and is just finishing up his first trimester at Stanford. Then Eliana is 17. She is a junior in an online school called the Potter School. Then Mia is a 9th grader at an international school in Santo Domingo where we live. And Mireya is our 9-year-old, and she's just a bundle of joy. We're very proud of each of them. I also have my mother here with me, Trini Tamez. I'm just deeply grateful to her for the love and care that she has shown me throughout my life, and also for demonstrating to me the importance of serving those who are in need and those around you. My sister, Diana Lopez, and her husband, Dan, also flew in from San Antonio, as well as my sister-in-law, Jennifer Keltner, who came in from Dallas. I have some friends, former partners, who are with me here today, Tim Durst and Jennifer Adams, and I have many friends from International Justice Mission and from my family who are watching online, and so I just thank them for their support. Thank you, Chairman Grassley, and I look forward to considering the questions of this committee.
Yeah. And I was supposed to, in my opening statement, introduce you, and so I'm just going to save time and put in the record, and you can read what I had to say about you in the record. Now you may proceed with your comments.
Thank you, Chairman Grassley, Ranking Member Feinstein, members of the committee. It is a privilege to appear before you. The opportunity to serve the country that I love in the field that I love is a distinct honor. I'm grateful to President Trump for nominating me, to Secretary Ross for his support, and to this committee for considering my nomination. And I want to thank Representative Kelly for his wonderfully warm introduction earlier today, and Senator Grassley for your anticipated comments that I'm going to read in the record. That I sit before you today is a testament to the true promise of this country and the fundamental goodness of its people. Briefly, before I get into my comments, I want to introduce my family who is here with me today, my wife, Luisa Iancu, who is a critical care pulmonary physician at Kaiser Permanente in Los Angeles, our son, Robert, who is a sophomore in computer science, and our daughter, Ariella, in her first year of medical school. Also here is Ariella's significant other, Josh Weinstock, who's a graduate student in biostatistics and a consultant for the Washington Nationals. My mother and mother-in-law are watching from home. My father is no longer here with us, but I'm wearing his ring, and I believe he's watching still. He was so certain in his decision to come to this country. He loved this country so much, and he would have been incredibly satisfied to be here today. Mr. Chairman, American intellectual property is exceptional. Some of the greatest leaps humanity has made have been fueled by our greatest inventors, Americans who have changed the course of history with their brilliance and dogged perseverance. Some of those names, like Thomas Edison and the Wright brothers, have even become part of the national vernacular. Examples can be multiplied many times over, across industries, across time, such as the brilliant minds at the forefront of the computing revolution or the biotechnology revolution, among many others. What these inventors have in common is that they worked within the American intellectual property system. It is no accident that all this has happened on American soil and within the context of our Constitution that uniquely recognizes the protections needed to promote human progress. Our history and economy have been often driven by such advances in science and technology. Now, more and more, innovation is the engine behind economic growth, and our patent system is the crown jewel that provides both the incentives and protections necessary to enable that innovation. When patent owners and the public have confidence in the patent grant, inventors are encouraged to invent. Investments are made, jobs are created, companies grow, science and technology advance. We must continue to improve patent quality in order to foster further invention and growth. A reliable, predictable, high-quality patent system gives, in the words of Thomas Jefferson, quote, a spring to invention beyond my conception, close quote. Mr. Chairman, I have spent my legal career representing clients across the scientific and technological spectra. I have been on all sides of disputes and represented clients of many sizes. Before that, I was myself an engineer developing new technologies. I understand the needs of the varied stakeholders in the IP community. I also understand the benefits of a balanced system. Today's solo inventor who tinkers and toils in her garage may be tomorrow's leader of a large corporation. The accused infringer in one case may be the IP owner in another. And a patent owner in one area of technology or science may be a member of the public trying to design around someone else's patent in another area. The playing field must be even for all. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office is, to a large extent, the guardian of our prized intellectual property system. With almost 13,000 incredibly dedicated public servants, it houses the world's greatest collection of intellectual property knowledge and experience. If confirmed, I look forward to learning from them and to working together to lead the office in a culture of excellence that serves the interests of all of its constituents and the public at large. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you. I'm going to start out with Mr. Rodriguez. You've worked at the International Justice Mission since 2010, so I'd like to have you describe the work there of that agency or organization and what you've been involved in, and describe how that experience would prepare you to be a federal judge if there's a relationship.
Mr. Chairman, my work for International Justice Mission these past years have prepared me for the role of federal district court judge, if I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, in a number of ways. Let me just highlight a couple. First, the nature of our work, and in particular for my role as field office director, is to lead a team, and has been to lead teams of lawyers who are functioning effectively as private prosecutors. In both Bolivia and the Dominican Republic, we enter as a party to the criminal proceeding, and we present our own evidence at trial and question the witnesses and make decisions regarding trial strategy and the credibility of the evidence and the weight of the evidence throughout the investigative process. And so it has given me experience. I do not appear in court as an attorney in either of those countries, but I am regularly communicating with our Bolivian and Dominican lawyers regarding those principles. Those are different systems from the United States criminal system, but many of the principles are very similar. And so it has given me experience to bring to the federal court bench that I did not have before when I worked for Baker Botts, where I gained significant experience in civil trial as a trial attorney for those 11 years. But working with IJM, it has enabled me to gain experience in criminal law. Secondly, working in the area of fighting sex trafficking as well as child sexual assault in systems with many deficiencies has given me a great appreciation for the importance of a well-functioning, well-managed